This is the Galaxy Report for February 25th, 2007, episode 67. Welcome to another action-packed episode of the Galaxy Report. I'm Freak Asaka. My co-host this week is Josh. Josh, how's it going?
Good morning.
It's good to have you
How
back.
Are you? Long time.
I know, it has been. Been crazy busy, all of us. We just can't get together anymore.
I know. We have to get together at like 1 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday.
Yeah. That just doesn't happen.
Damn you.
Yeah, it's all my fault, isn't it?
We were supposed to start 2 hours ago, too.
I know. Yeah, the old lady, I think the old lady was out messing around with some guys or something. I don't know. She didn't come right home from work, so I had the kids and we had to, all that fun stuff. But we're back, hopefully on a regular schedule. At least my plate's a little bit cleaner for the next few weeks, Going to be easier for us to, at least me, to get together with someone to do a show. Hopefully you'll be around for most of those.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So,
All works out.
Yeah. It's wonderful. No Gyron because he's still, I don't know, he hates talking about galaxies at this point. So I'm sure that'll quit. Well, you had a good, why don't you tell them about his experience with like canceling his accounts and then all that fun stuff.
Gyron in his ultimate bipolarness, well, he had 3 accounts running. He had his 2 regular ones, Nicola and Doshcore, Gyron we're going to call him.
Yeah.
And he had that temporary one. The temporary one ran out. He was going to renew it, then he decided to cancel it. Then he canceled Nicola and Doshcore.
So he canceled all his accounts?
Yeah. And like within a few days of each other. Then he renewed Doshcore, made it a station pass. And then he renewed Nicola again, then canceled it again yesterday. So, whatever.
And you know what? That's a story of like being his friend and playing any sort of game with him. It's like that roller coaster ride. He'll sit there constantly. He'll be emailing you like, check out the screenshots of this game. Check out the screenshots of this game. We're getting this game. We're getting this game. So you go out. You're like, okay, it looks cool. It looks like it has cool multiplayer. You drop $60 on a game. You hop on live. You play with it. With him. One night
like
on
2
it.
days straight.
Yeah. Then he's done. He's done with it.
I know.
And you're stuck with this game.
We got Battle Stations Midway and we played the crap out of it. The second I kicked his ass with the Yamato, that was it. Now it's just sitting on my shelf. And the other day we picked up Crackdown, and we just beat it this morning, and I have a feeling that was another $60.
Now, at least you have the Halo 3 multiplayer beta you can get, be a part of.
Like, I want to be part of Halo 3.
Oh, why not? It's awesome. You rock.
I liked Halo 1 and like Halo 2. I think Halo is only beaten and overrated this by Gears of War, which I tried playing today, but I just can't get used to that crappy cover system after playing Rainbow and Ghost Recon, which, again, another game Gyron hounded me to get his Graw.
We finally started playing that recently, though.
I know, and then you got all pissed off because I play that game with the rocket launcher like I do Galaxy.
No, I didn't get pissed off.
Like,
I just tell you to play. Why don't you play it like it's meant to be played?
I'm playing like a commando with a rocket launcher. No matter what game I play, the second I get a rocket launcher, you call Nerf on me.
And then you get all cocky about it's like, look, I had like 35 kills, and of course you have 15 deaths to go along with that, and we're like rolling at like 20 kills and 1 death, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm the greatest.
I know. Gyron got really pissed off when I started using the grenade launcher. We were playing that. What map was that? The one with the staircase. I came out with like 187 kills and he had 45.
You probably died about 15 times.
I know. He just got really pissed and he logged off on me, so that was fun. I've started doing that to him lately. It really gets him going.
Just log
off on him.
He constantly would do that to me in Galaxies. He would he would plan on doing something that's like, oh, let's go up to, I don't know, let's make a Corvette run. So he's like, okay, I'm just finishing up on this mission, and then I'll meet you. Meet me in Cache or meet me wherever. So I get there and I'm waiting. I'm talking to him. Like, hey, how's it? You almost ready? He's like, yeah, I'll be there in a few. Then all of a sudden he stops responding. And then the next thing you know, he logs
send
off.
you emails.
Yeah.
Or tells. I got 3 emails on all my characters today. It says, why won't my droideka attack? Like, did you buy one of the combat module?
Oh, man. It's work being his friend. We love him.
I know, Garen is... Garen's Garen.
Yeah. Well, we just gave everyone their Garen fix, so let's move on with the show. This week, we're going to start with what you've been doing in game, and then we're going to just move on and start talking about Chapter 5. Tons of stuff to cover. Probably won't be able to get to everything, and I haven't had much of a chance to experience Chapter 5 yet, so I'm just going to kind of go with Josh on it. Whatever he says, that'll be my opinion.
Is right.
Yes. So Josh, actually, why don't I start off what you've been doing in game? And after the 10 seconds of saying I haven't logged in 2 weeks, then we can move to you. What you been doing in game?
Well, this is going back a few weeks now, but well, since the NG, I was a pre-NG Jedi.
Yeah.
So I had my main character as Commando since then, and I always had my alt Warwick as being just whatever trader I needed, and I had my my third throwaway too, which I never used. And I decided I was going to remake my suit of Mandalorian armor, like go full 10-piece, and I had all my other parts were mismatched and not Primus. So in one day, I sat down and I grinded 80 to 90 on Warwick.
Yeah.
On Mustafar. I did every single quest on Mustafar while watching that 70s show, just for like 8 hours.
Well, that's kind of the easy way.
Wasn't easy solo. I made him a spy, which was I was going to say because spy I've never really played spy before.
Yeah.
And as far as PvE goes, I'm having a lot of fun with that. It was refreshing. It was a refreshing change from Commando for a while.
I originally played spy when the NG with the NG switch over, and I liked it when I was playing it.
I really like it now with the 3 different types. I like it because it's melee. First of all, I went out after doing Mustafar, I had like 5 of those storm shadow blades, whatever the hell they're called.
Yeah.
And my god, that planet's a bitch to get around when you don't have like anything that can go over lava. That's what probably took me more time, was because I didn't have any lava vehicle on that character. And I sat down the Sunday afterwards, and it took about 6 hours, but without macros or anything like that, I went from novice to master structures on Maybe.
Ooh.
So that was my Galaxies filled weekend. And the 2 weeks after that, I went down to the Deathwatch bunker and I looted like 24 liquids, and I got like enough stuff to make my whole suit of Mando, and using Nicola. Karen gave me Nicola for a while. I still have that account. But in lots of respects, I went and made my entire suit of Mandalorian armor. I don't know how many thousands of other pieces for my guild, because they had to make runs too.
Right.
So I've got a full suit of fully 10-piece matched Mandalorian armor now, which makes me happy.
Look at you.
And I made Garen his belt. Because the second I got a Mandalorian belt, he flipped and he had to have one too. And he respected Pythia to spy, and then I had to show him how to use the Deathwatch bunker. That was fun. Then he got bored after 2 days. He just bought the liquids.
It's a good thing he has all that money from selling those, whatever came with that complete package. Was
his
it
new
all
ambition.
ATPT?
Yeah, ATRTs.
RT.
Which don't even go for 30 now. His new ambition, he wants the general weapon. The pistol you get at your general in the GCW system. He's about, I don't know, he's major now, I think.
Nice.
I'm colonel.
You fancy people.
I know, I got my bark the other day. It's really sweet. I can finally stop using that ATRT. I can't believe I spent 120 mil to get one.
Ooh.
I know. I could shoot myself right about now, but...
I've honestly logged in so little since that came out, I haven't seen one in game.
You can log in, man.
I know, I totally
You're alone on
it.
Bloodfin now, are you?
I don't know.
Where's Flip at anyway? I haven't seen him in game in ages.
I have no clue. I haven't talked to him in game, out of game.
I think he's just lonely because everyone cools on Starside.
So you spent some time on Test Center messing around with Chapter 5.
I did. When Chapter 5 came out, I was like, oh man, we come home early on Friday night, we're going to do the show. Because I just been on Test Center, and you're like, nope, no, I'm going to bed. Good night. Prick. But yeah, I played on Test Center ostensibly. I like that word. And
was it your word of the day? From the dictionary calendar?
I just feel stupider because before I came here tonight, I went to a friend's house and we planned on renting The Departed and seeing that, and went to Blockbuster and we couldn't get it because it was all rented out. We ended up renting Crank and The Marine, which are probably the two shittiest movies I've ever seen. So, yeah, no Departed.
Yeah.
I've already seen it, but good movie.
Haven't been there yet. Haven't seen it.
I want to ruin the ending for you?
Nope.
It's so funny.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, other than that,
Other than that, we're ready to move
forum
on.
fiasco.
Oh, yeah.
I finally got rid of the title meat puppet on the Galaxy's forum.
Yeah, how'd you manage to do that? I sent you a message. Did you get that?
I have a PM. You do have a PM box.
Yes.
Oh, laundry servant 21907. I'm sorry.
I'm like, he's ignoring me. What'd I do wrong?
Well, there's no freaking notification when you get it.
Oh, you actually have to go in. I was wondering because like wasn't seeing anything. Then I occasionally would go in there. It's like, oh, nothing from him. I wonder if it tells you if you get something.
Yeah, the little flashing icon. You know what really pisses me off about the forums is when you like report the moderator, it ends up in your sent box.
Does it?
Yeah, and like it's funny because in the old forums, in my sent box, it will only like last 3 weeks. And when I opened up the new forums, I went to my sent box. I had something like 3,000 PMs because not only had it taken like all my previous sent ones from the last 4 years, but it also like reported all the moderator ones.
Oh.
So I had this huge mess of PMs I had to go through. I was like, oh god. I've limited it down to the first one you sent me requesting an interview about the NGE and the one Tig sent me.
How
That's
nice
cool.
you are.
I don't like the new boards.
I kind of like the looks of them, but
They're cleaner, but
yeah.
I like being able to stay logged in. I like, I'm torn on the signature thing. What's really cool though is, I think I was talking to Virago, who's one of the double O's, I'm not sure, but they can just, disable, signature posts on a per account basis.
That's cool.
So if you're being a dick and abusing it, they can just turn them off for you and that'll be it.
I gotta make a nice TGR logo.
I wish the forums could stand for more than 48 hours.
Yeah, I know. It like drives me crazy when I have nothing to do at work and I go to look and it's like, I can't connect. What's going on?
I know, they're always down. I just imagine they're just ironing crap out.
Yeah.
That was a rough week. There was no board.
Just kind of hanging out like, oh, God. Luckily, we didn't do a show because we had no place to post about it.
Yeah. Well, you do now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get titles back.
That's where this one will be.
Sweet.
So, Chapter 5. Should we jump into it? Where do we want to start? Let's look at, you sent me the notes before the boards went down tonight when we couldn't get on.
Before they just went down again.
Yeah. So, Chapter 5, we got this on February 22nd. Pretty much the expertise for the entertainers and traders and a whole bunch of other fun stuff. Let's look through here. Trader expertise. Let's start there. What do we think? What's this really add to the trader profession? You've played with it.
Okay, I think it doesn't add to the trader profession. It adds more to combat.
Okay.
There's nothing without decay. I was talking this. We were talking about this like before the show, so I'm trying to remember what I said. Crank still has me. The reverse engineering system is good for combat classes because you actually have something to work towards in building your own suit of armor or whatever. But as far as traders go, there's no return business. Like all the schematics, like the new droidicas, they're really fun and everything. It's cool having new droids and all that.
Right.
But once the novelty wears off of having the new schematics, they're back where they were before. I mean, this is good. This is supposed to be the big trader publish, but it's not doing anything in the long term. They're just bailing water. They're not actually patching the hole.
So at this point, can traders make items that are on par with or better than looted items?
Well, it depends on the category. Like, armor is always given that you're going to be able to get better armor from traders.
Right.
Like, actually, my nice Stormtrooper armor that I got from the GCW is pretty much screwed now because, you can't it's got lesser resist, but it's got mods on it.
Right.
But I can get the mods now anyway. So, I mean, I'm not complaining about that. It's good for traders that the free armor is not good.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good system, but there's no decay, there's no repeat business. One of the things I thought on Test Center, when the droids first came out, they were permadying, which I thought was a good idea. As about, like, the droids right now, they're about level 60.
Right.
And they can take down most of the way a level 80 NPC. I thought it'd be a much better idea if they made like Droidicas and all that, make them 90 elites, but they can only like die once. They'll just be permanent. And you have to buy a new one.
Yeah, but a 90 elite in this game could probably take out any NPC.
Yeah, but so have a 90 elite droid, but it's disposable.
Or why not make them like the 60s the way they are? Make it so it doesn't like cut down the number of resources it takes to build them, and make them permadeath.
But they're not even that useful if you just do them that way. Like they're okay right now, but
Right,
they die so quickly.
Well, they're good for backup, right?
Yeah,
like you're by yourself. They're good for backup. You have one running with you, or maybe you and a buddy go out. You each have one, and they help you. They help you get through some areas where you couldn't get just the two of you. I mean, you don't want it where you can just send them in. They can just wipe out anything.
Yeah, but any areas where you need that would be like an instance, and you wouldn't be able to call it right there. Broken. Yeah, I would much rather see them become, elites that were just kind of a one-time use thing.
Right.
Or even make them
holograms.
You call them X number of times. Remember when you used to get the speeder bike? You could call it 30-something times. It was like it was pre-CU. They gave that out for a while. Vehicles that just come out. You get a free speeder bike. You call it 30 times.
No, I don't remember that.
I was like,
you sure you're talking about this game?
Yeah. It was like a year before they gave that stupid green R2-D2 droid that you wouldn't die no matter how many times you deleted it. Someone will know what I'm talking about. But that would be a good idea. Like, put a call limit on the number of times you can use the droid and make it, like, I don't know, level 80 then.
See, I like that. Yeah, I mean, even like in the current state, just putting a call limit on it. As long, like, how much are they going for?
I spent 250K was the cheapest one I got today.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Be able to call it 30 times, use it in situations where you absolutely, need it. And
yeah.
But yeah, I see where you're coming from, and we were talking about before the show. If they could find a way, because like the main beef with crafters before that the combat class had was the fact that they relied on the crafters, but the crafters had no use for the combat characters. The crafters could get anything they needed by themselves. They did not need the combat characters. And then this is the reverse, where I mean the crafters rely on the combat characters to bring in the parts for the reverse engineering. And yeah, the combat characters have to go to the crafters for their gun one time, but once they have that gun, they don't need it again. If there's a way they could like fuse the two systems together where they equally, the crafters relied on the combat characters and the combat characters relied on the crafters equally, then to me that would be the ultimate system. And the only way I could see them doing that is actually bringing Decay back.
Yeah, there's no way around it. And I'm not usually one to advocate Jedi rights, but they are screwed right now. Because their trade-off for having lack of armor was always having higher stat mods on their robes, whatever they be.
Right.
And now the Elder robe is essentially junk, which takes away my aspirations of ever selling mine.
Maybe that's something that they'll see a revamp on.
Hopefully, because I was thinking about this today. Why don't they just, for Jedi characters, if they're not going to give them innate armor of any kind, why not do you know how you have cybernetic limbs?
Yeah.
Like the cybernetic parts, and you have like left arm, right arm, da-da-da-da. What if they just made slots on characters for Jedi, since they're not wearing actual armor?
That'd be kind of cool.
They could throw the mods in their arms and legs, whatever have you, but they could still wear normal clothes. Like they could still wear their Elder robe, but because the Elder robe is just one piece of clothing,
right?
And the only way to go is stack clothing.
Or maybe if they had some sort of like buff, like I don't know, like some sort of like Jedi healing thing, or some sort of Jedi buff that only Jedi, they could only use on themselves, but to try to bring them up to the same level as people with all this crazy armor.
Yeah, but the problem is if everybody's using the same buff, then you're getting cookie cutter Jedi again.
You did that before, though. Everyone figured out the template that they wanted, but
yeah, but I'm talking about like NGE Jedi, not like people who aren't elders, but everybody had the exact same template in the NG. There was no differentiation.
Right.
It's a big word between the classes because everybody had the exact same template. I mean, a lot of people do have the same template right now. But even in terms of armor, everybody has a different setup for Jedi. Some have more constitution, more stamina. Some go for more armor,
Right.
So
it's gotta be something they can do.
Anything, I mean.
We're here saying throw Jedi a
anything,
bone, and coming from us, that's big news.
Yeah. If you're doing that for them, you're throwing Commando a bone because I get the hell off my board every day. The worst one's, God, what's her name? Brittany. And they're like every day complaining about us and the Commando boards, and the moderators just aren't booting her out.
I should go on the Commando boards and complain about you guys in Graw. You guys are totally unbalanced in it.
Graw sucks. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant Gears of War. I love Graw. I can't wait for Graw 2. That's coming out in like 2 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sweet. But yeah, on the whole, crafters, there's new schematics. From what I understand, the new space one, there's only one of them that's actually good. The other two there's a reactor, there's an engine, there's a capacitor.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everything but the reactor is a hit and miss.
What about like weaponsmiths, armor smiths, things like that? Are there new, chefs? Did they get a bunch of new?
Chefs and their additives back, but I still haven't seen a big demand for food. It's only been out like really 1 day right now.
Right, so they have to.
So I'm not really seeing the far-reaching effects.
Mm-hmm.
Weaponsmiths, as far as I know, I do see people using the crafted acid launcher, or sorry, the heavy particle beam cannon. One of those ones, the one with the big deflector dish thing on it. I don't remember offhand. I see people using that all the time. I just still use my Restus phaser rifle, which is kinetic now, which makes me angry. Because I always used that because it was energy, and I used the rocket launcher because it was kinetic, and the rocket launcher looked cool. It wasn't a lava cannon because I hate the Commando stigma that we all just run around with these stupid lava cannons. But now they're both kinetic, and I want to keep my phaser. I ended up just grabbing my lava cannon today because it's heat. It's so weird because like 2 months ago, everything we had was energy. Now everything's kinetic.
It's all switched over.
I know, it doesn't make any sense to me why they keep doing that. But, if I were on Commando, my God, we need a nerf.
Thank you. I was calling for weeks ago, and you're like, no, we don't need to be nerfed. Bring everyone up.
I would like them. I know it's not going to happen. Though. They're not going to give dot immunity to anybody, and they just turn down our Commando dots to what they were before Chapter 4. I don't know why they doubled them in the first place. Dots were fine before. I miss everybody going like, "Oh, you're a Commando. I'm going to kick your ass," and them dying. And I'm like, "What the hell?" No, it's I'm sitting there taking on 3 people. I can take on 3 people. People say that Commandos are overpowered and can do that. They can, but only if they have the general abilities and all that. The officer stuff. I love my officer abilities. I have one. It's Lieutenant Colonel. It's called Last Man Standing. And what it is, as soon as you get like in cap, you automatically heal right back to full or
full health.
Oh. Yeah. The other one is that one that makes you look like a chess piece that like triples all your stats or something for a little bit.
Right.
And all these abilities are insanely high damaging, which really throw off the GCW. I mean, you're screwed if you're not Colonel by now. Or at least an officer.
I have I don't know, like 20 points or something.
Nicola's with a lieutenant next week, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Where'd you kids go?
Me and Garrett have been using Nicola for that too.
How does that change to bases affect you guys?
Not really.
And pretty much for those that don't know what we're talking about, like you lay a base and you have to wait 4 hours before it's attackable, right?
Yeah, that's the new thing. It's 4 hours to prime, and that's really not that big a deal. I mean, people are just dropping the bases 4 hours earlier, and you only really need 20k a week or whatever it is. I'm Colonel now. I just need like 22k to make sure I counter decay and still advance the maximum I can.
Right.
Before I hit the big diminishing returns. And yeah, the only people that are really affected by this are the idiots that, get like 100k GCW a week below 30 million or 300 million worth of bases. Because diminishing returns, you're getting like 0.1% per base. They're still going.
Really?
I know, I don't get that. Like, why aren't you just scraping by at the bare minimum? You're wasting so much money. Actually, while we're on that, they tweaked the GCW point system a little bit with regards to your rank.
How's that working?
Like normally, well, first of all, like in Restus, you kill those, the low-level NPCs there, and you get like 3 points. It's 5 now.
Mm-hmm.
That's not that big a deal, but when you're in a PvP, or you get like an occasional bonus depending on how many people are in the field fighting and all that.
Yeah.
Like once every half an hour. Before it was like ooh, 100 points. Big freaking deal. I was walking around Restless Day and I got 1200 all of a sudden.
Really? Just like a
I'm
random
like,
poof.
oh, that's cool. And about an hour later, I got like another 800. So, just sitting around PvPing is actually getting a lot of points. And I killed a general today and I got like 220.
Nice.
So that was still.
I gotta get. I want to get into that pretty bad, but I still don't have. I don't have the ambition to level up my character on Starsider to the point where I could be viable in PvP.
You should transfer to the crater with me and Guyron.
I'm in the crater.
You're in a big guild hall there. I'm trying to grab a base.
Yeah, I have a big guild hall right in the crater, but you know what? I just don't. I don't have the ambition to level up my character there.
I wouldn't either. That's why I just transfer.
Yeah, you give me the $50, I'm there.
Dude, you just got like $10 back from your rudder today. You should go. You'll have fair transfer funds.
No, I spent way too much on that already. I'm paying myself back. I'm so far in the hole. It's insane.
Oh,
and I had a new mattress delivered today.
A new mattress?
Yes.
Did you go those like space age ones?
No.
You can drop wine glasses on?
Pillow top.
Pillow top?
Yes. No, pillow top. Like a real soft top on the mattress.
Sweet.
I'm sure this is fascinating everybody.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for those dust mites. Scientists say after 10 years, your mattress will gain 20 pounds of dust mites.
I believe it too.
Commercials I've seen.
I moved mine out of my room today. That thing was heavy. Whew.
But crafters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about their actual? Well, see, we started off. I was going to talk about their expertise and how that actually affects them, and you kind of took this to the whole reverse engineering. What about their actual expertise? What does that add to the trader profession right now?
Expertise. I've played Tester. I did droid engineer. I didn't touch weaponsmith. They messed around a little bit of armorsmith, stuff like that. Basically, they got their two trees. One, they can buy better skills for just managing shop, gathering resources, and all that.
Right.
Some can affect quality of resources. One was like increased quality of resources by 10% or something.
Nice.
They brought that down to 2 because that was a big piss off for the crafters because it was ruining the economy if they did that.
10% really doesn't seem like a lot. I mean,
well, then you're pushing everything up 10%. That does screw up any high value resources. You know how meticulous people can be, like Jedi, for instance.
Yeah, I know, but still, I mean, you have like a 500 quality, piece of metal. It moves it to what, 550?
That's like the difference between like your cap Jinzu and your crappy Jinzu. You're gonna have to spend.
Is there really? I would like to know what the difference is between 500 and 550 in this game, in the quality of resource.
I honestly don't know. I haven't crafted a lightsaber since published 24. Actually, that was a long time ago.
Because I could be wrong here. It just seems like that doesn't really seem like a lot.
Oh, I guess they don't want it. That would be the difference between like the cap on primes and something else. I'd have to care to look into it.
I'll hunt down that information. I'm the carrying one.
And they have to buy some of their schematics, like camps and stuff like that. The new schematics for droids.
They get that through traders, through their expertise. I mean,
yeah, there's some good stuff. There's some trees in there I didn't really see the point of. One was like decrease maintenance costs and vendors by 1% per point spent. It's like, isn't it 5K for a month?
That's for the broke ass merchant.
Yeah, which should be a lot of them for this.
Yeah,
in a couple of weeks, the novelty wears off.
People have bought everything.
Did you see the published gift?
Yeah, the
I
painting.
love that painting.
I wonder if that's Helios' like last hurrah. Like what should we do? I know. Let's give them a painting of them camping, and let's call it "Fun Times Were Had Over the Campfire."
I know. I got a kick out of that. It was like the first piece of Galaxy's art to look very Galaxies, because all the other ones are just very generic Star Wars stuff.
Yeah,
but that one had like there was like a Trandoshan on the side. It had a guy who was wearing just the Mandalorian helmet, like Rebel armor. And there was those worthless data pads sitting on the ground. It was like a bot. It looked very Star Wars Galaxies. And I'm like, wow, that was pretty cool.
I thought it was.
It was a unique piece of art.
It looked like fun, Like they had fun with it. Like, oh, what should we do? Oh, I know.
Yeah. I'm surprised no one started attacking them over it. Like, oh, somebody's making fun of us.
Yeah.
But camps are back, and
Do we like
they're
them?
much more useful in test center, actually.
Really?
Yeah, because on test center, when I tried this, I was with, I was either Badger's Mech or someone else. We dropped a camp with a shuttle port in the cloning center at the Deathwatch Bunker Mines. So it was like, oh, craft your in and out, because you could just fly to the bottom of the Deathwatch Bunker Mines, which is pretty cool. And they got some good stuff on there. They got the cloning tank, which is useful if you're doing any sort of event. Same thing with the shuttle. I mean, the shuttle's invaluable for that kind of thing.
This says Shuttle Beacon, Cloning Center, Junk Dealer, Entertainment.
Yeah. The one I don't get is the crafting stations. I mean,
what are you actually going to need in the field?
Yeah, but the whole thing is you have to actually burn a real crafting station in there. Those things aren't cheap to make. Like, even if you made a really crappy one, then there wouldn't be much point. If you put a really good one in there, it's going to go up in flames anyway.
Right. Oh, that'd be one thing if you could take the camp down and put it back up, but then...
Yeah, I don't... Some of the things on there, the entertainment pad's pretty cool. I like the giant camp, those are nice. They're really cool looking.
See, I wouldn't mind having ones with the junk dealer in it when you're out just like grinding, getting all that crap, just being able to unload it.
See, junk dealers are going to be screwed now, because you don't want to sell anything anymore. Because all those combinations of reverse engineering all require junk loot.
Yeah.
Which I was impressed that they finally... That's one thing I can say with this published, like, oh, they did something with the junk loot.
Finally!
I wish I had thrown in all that crappy, those 4-stat crappy mods, because now the 4-stat shirts have crappy mods on them are worth a lot. Actually, yes, my Mandalorian armor, I get souped up right now. Like, I got 5 Cs of plus 24s. And that's cool. I like how, you can go up to like plus 35 or something.
Yeah.
There's like those insanely high mods you can get. And I think it was Blistex that posted it. Those are kind of like an epic chance of getting those.
Mm-hmm. Epic.
It's kind of a throwback to the old system, where it's very, very rare. But if you do get them, it's going to be awesome. They'd be worth a lot.
Now, so with your Mandalorian, you have those like plus 25 stats. If you get one of these, like, epic, and I put that in quotes, but one of these epic pieces, can you then remove the plus 25 stat from your Mandalorian and put this on?
That was the first thing I asked. Like, I think it was my Guild Armorsmith, because I was terrified about, after I just spent so much money getting this suit together, if I was going to ruin it by putting on a crappy stat now and I want a better one later. But from what I understand, you can either, if you want to remove the stat from the armor, it's basically a toss-up. You can have if it's a really good C, you can take it out and destroy the armor, or if you just want the armor, you can destroy the C.
That's cool.
You get one or the other, so that's good.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, so I'll probably replace them at some point in the future.
So this whole reverse engineering really benefits like tailors, armorsmiths. Does it weaponsmiths at all?
Weaponsmiths, they make power-ups, from what I understand. And I think they had some sort of C system in it. But I've been seeing a lot of posts on the forums that new crafted weapons aren't getting sockets. Which is a problem.
Yeah.
What I don't like
is it an actual socket, or is it like a power-up? Like the old power-ups you had, you could just put it on any weapon.
Like my Crusader hip rifle from Restus has like plus 5 Constitution, plus 10 precision.
Right.
And I thought you could throw mods on rifles. Okay, sorry about that.
No problem.
Skype acted funny.
Okay.
Little Miss Amy just added me to her friends list.
Who did?
Little Miss Amy from Slovakia.
Ooh, nice. Okay, so we're talking about weapons, and I see it like more. To me, it sounds more like the old power-ups that you would get and add onto a weapon, not needing sockets. So I'm wondering if they just remove sockets from crafted weapons altogether.
That could be it, but that'd be good, because then you have power-ups that are disposable, and that's good for weapons. You can't make anything else. I had a good point on that too. Where's my notes?
I don't know. Yeah, you were supposed to have written stuff down.
That's me. Friggin', and I got my nice little spy that I'm actually having fun with, and I've actually PvP'd with once or twice. Camo mods can't be reverse engineered, which is stupid, because it's a mod that's very important to spies.
Yeah, but isn't it very limited? And I guess I could see where a spy would want it on actual armor.
Yeah, because I got like a Wookiee shoulder strap that has plus 25 camo. I was like, holy crap, I can't wait till reverse engineering comes out.
Right. But I can kind of see why they wouldn't want to put that, because you kind of, with the spy right now, you kind of have the trade off. It's like, okay, do I want like all this extra camo gear so I can like hide and sneak around, or do I want to have armor and be ready for a fight? And I could see where it could be a balance issue where they could take that stuff and put it on their best armor and then sneak around and attack and be completely, have all their high level armor on.
Yeah, but spies don't really have an armor bonus to begin with. Like Commando, we have like 2,000 armor bonus. Bounty Hunter's like 1,000. Spies got like 300.
Right, but like their bonus is being able to hide and attack. Get those first few hits in real quick to try to take out their target. For them to be able to have like really high armor on too, where they could get those hits, and if they don't kill the person attacks them. They have full armor. I mean,
yeah,
it's an easy kill. What's that?
Camouflage just basically lets you not get broken by people if you walk too close to them or NPCs.
Right, but it allows you to stay hidden and weave in and out and get closer to, your target and you're trying to take it out.
That doesn't bother me. I'm a commando. I can shoot them with... I was PvPing last week and there's this idiot I know who still has me in his friends list from like way back when. He's a spy.
Yeah.
And I set up a macro. It was like find friends. His name here, I won't say his name because he might listen to the show. I'm gonna call him an idiot. I had him on my friend, and I just basically ran the macro over and over and over, and he was running around cloaked around Restus. I had like that waypoint from God coming down every half a second, so I could just start shooting that. And he couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. He was complaining that I was hacking or something. It's like, no, you idiot.
Oh, that sounds like a glitch. Now they're going to screw that up, and Find Friend is going to be changed, and...
He can't find people of the opposite faction.
Yeah.
We're all over the place in that.
Or it's going to limit. Like how long you in between using that?
Loop macros.
Like a 2-minute cooldown on Find Friend. Thanks a lot.
I hate macros just because I'm too stupid to write one that doesn't involve humping or dancing. When I did my trader grind like 3 weeks ago, I really wanted to do macros, but I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. So I just ended up giving myself carpal tunnel syndrome instead.
When we talk about Entertainer for a little bit.
Okay, we'll move to Entertainer.
Okay.
We have to.
Entertainers. They're useful again. They're the new doctors.
They're insanely useful. Those buffs, well, first of all, the buffs don't really do anything for traders, from what I understand.
Right.
I've been hearing I don't really have a full picture of it yet, but apparently there's stuff where trader isn't all that good. But for combat, holy shit. They can, give you friggin' these uber buffs that last 5 or 6 hours.
So are the buff lines back?
I don't know if buff lines are back. I've only had them from my guild, or my guild one, and using Agrippina Garanzals for buffing myself.
See, I can see that happening now. People lined up in cantinas, which is nice. Don't get me wrong.
Cool.
I like the way that it sounds like it can't be macroed, so the entertainer actually has to be at the keyboard.
Yeah, they're custom built, which is cool. But I do like that entertainer. I haven't seen their new dance or song yet because I haven't played Star Wars Galaxies of Sounds. It's particle effects. God, that medic one's annoying. No matter how much they tweak it, it still sucks.
Yeah.
That and the hollow bands.
Do you see much of those?
I see a lot of them. I see them at Restus. I see them wherever I go.
I saw it on Test Center. Not that impressed with it. It's just like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see the point of them.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I get it. Want to make cantinas busy again.
There's no practical application, though. It may be generated. If you could call, an NPC band that would... See, ideally, you could have, an NPC band where you could just give them an individual instrument.
That could be interesting.
If I gave, my stupid, I don't know, Rhodian drummer, the Fizz or whatever, or something like that, you could just give them all different stuff. Or then you could play.
They could do something similar to, the Smuggler's move, where they call in a friend and the guy comes out and, he's different every time. And I think he's different every time at least.
Call in a drummer.
Well, no, you just call in a band and it brings in, 3 different people who look completely different than you. They're dressed completely different, and they're each playing different instruments.
Yeah, and then you play in sync, and that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
But holobands, are you just trying to make more life?
Because we bitch too much about holograms. At least funny. You know what they did? They didn't make it so they called up a painting of a band.
It's like 3 times as many holograms on servers now than there are people. Because you got so many holograms in the game. I just can't stand it anymore.
That's their plan to repopulate. Screw like server consolidation. We're going holograms, baby.
They gotta do like a hologram pack up, put them all on the same server.
Plan a whole hologram server.
Why can't SOE pick an idea, do it in moderation, and that would be it? I don't understand. I was thinking about it last week because I was like, how many holograms do we have that aren't even quest related we just got given to? And I worked out something like 11 different holograms we just got.
8 holograms. Like, besides this camping painting, I'm okay with paintings. I like them. I think they're cool. The holograms I can completely do without at this point.
I know. I liked them originally because I stuck them in the roof of my tattooing house and they made it glow blue.
Holograms, holo pets, holo bands.
Oh, damn holo
pets. Holo groups soon. You can take your holo groups out on like holo missions where you fight in holo instances. And
why can't they give me... I'm sick of paintings too after 4 years.
Yeah.
Why can't it be like...
what else are you going to get?
What?
Carpeting would be cool. Like tiling. Stuff for your house. Like a Home Depot for your house. I want some wood paneling.
Wood my wood paneling speeder.
You can make like double wides and trailers and...
Speaking of which, have you heard about gardening or anything?
About what?
The gardening feature.
All those things that they talked about like months ago?
Yeah, because Creature Handler came up again last week about being, it's on the table in development now, allegedly.
Nice.
I didn't hear anything of gardening. I actually looked forward to that more than I did creatures. Which I love this last patch that, patch chapter 5. You can no longer call mounts.
Really?
That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's gonna be hotfixed on Monday. It's very stupid. How did they break that? There was nothing in there about Creature Handler at all. I don't understand how half these things get broken when nothing is connected.
Oh,
stupid.
Maybe it's connected some way, shape, or form. Who knows? I know.
The creatures.
You have a choice. You can have creatures or camps. Pick.
Yeah. And, we're on Entertainer still. They have really cool combat skills. See, what's really funny is they added back the TK animations. They actually dropped them in at the last minute.
Like the actual animations?
Yep. Like the spin kick and all that. Entertainers have...
I'm building an entertainer this week.
Combat animations, but Jedi don't.
I have a week off of work. I'm going to have an entertainer. Combat entertainer.
Apparently not too bad either. Gyron actually did testing on Test Center, which surprised me. But he went black sun hunting, and he was actually hunting black sun on Yavin with his entertainer and surviving.
Nice. Can he buff himself? And I don't mean that in any sort of nasty sexual way.
Well, no, because if you go combat, you don't get the entertainer.
Okay.
Specialty lines, which didn't really make sense to me if you're going to go entertainer combat.
So what do you do if you're an entertainer and you go combat? So you have weaker combat?
You have like smuggler level of combat, I believe. But you don't have any of the special buffs, but you still maintain all your old entertainer stuff. You don't have to buy back. You just don't get the fancy buff packs.
Okay.
So why would you be an entertainer then?
Yeah. The one thing they add to entertainer is like, hey, I want to be the completely worthless version, but with combat.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd follow that course, other than to get the TK animations. But
just so you could heal. What do they call it? No, I don't know. You die.
Fancy?
No, when you die, you come back. Cloning sickness, yes.
Yeah, that was another broken system. Man, that's worthless. Yeah, the build-up system's really good. One thing I would like to see them do is stat mitigation again. Like if we had a stat pool of, X amount of points and you could actually buy innate constitution, precision, all that.
That'd be cool.
And, you can go to entertainers and mitigate it back and forth. I brought that up this week and Tashara said entertainers hated that.
Really?
Yeah, which surprised me because I thought they'd...
Well, wasn't it the image designer that did that?
Yeah, was it?
Yeah.
You're right, it was.
What else did the image designer have to do before?
Yeah, it's really funny when you think about it, that image designer was its own profession. Because I do miss the diversity of pre-CU and all that. I really wish we could have that profession system back.
Yeah.
But it's really funny to me sometimes when you think about how some of these professions were actually just single professions and how little they had. Like, really? I mean, there was dancer and then there was musicians?
Well, I could have easily seen them like trimming down the professions.
Yeah.
It's like maybe, I don't know, 15.
They can condense the entertainer ones. They could have knocked a few of them. Like pikemen and swordsmen could have been one, I guess.
Well, to me, the combination of the traders made sense. But,
I don't like the.
But you should be able to pick like any two.
Yeah, I know. I really wanted that from expertise because the way they have it now is like retarded. Why would you pair like weaponsmith and droid engineer, armorsmith? Why can't I be a tailor armorsmith? Those two, like the arbitrary pairing of them is just ridiculous the way they have it set up.
It's like they drew them out of hats. Let's see.
They did. The only one that does make sense to me is the architect shipwright.
Yeah.
If nothing else, because they actually use the same resources. Mm-hmm. They're actually well paired because they're both inorganic steels and things like that.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, what the hell?
Who knows?
Taylor and Chef. That's a really worthless one.
Well, we don't know yet because they have their editors back, so.
Yeah, but I think I've looted enough things up so far that I can buff myself. That's one of the problems, too. Without the stomach gauge, I missed the stomach gauge a lot, too, because that actually was a level of depth.
Yeah, like you can only take one thing at a time now, right?
Yeah. There's some buffs that override each other, which is a bit of a challenge. Like, my Obi-Wan crystal, the one, I swear hell froze over last week. They finally fixed my Obi-Wan betrayal crystal for the most part. But I have the light side one too.
Mm-hmm.
And that buff cancels out. It's got like a plus 120 constitution and all that. I was like, oh, this is cool. I'll just stack it with some of the pick out of pie I have left over from the CU. And, yeah, they overwrite each other, so why would I take the smaller one made by the crafter if I could just use the insanely good one?
Right.
Looted.
And what's your reuse time on that?
Only like 900 seconds, so that's nothing really.
Yeah. What about forging coming back? We're all excited. We can go back to forging in front of people while they're loading into starports. Especially Flip, he loves that. Look for Nostron on Bloodfin. You see him loading in, forge in front of him. Take some pictures, send them in. We should have a contest.
Who can give Flip the foraging reach around? See, I never even used that before. That stupid foraging move.
I used it to take off Flip.
I did all these things like camps and all that. They're great to have back. And I just wish they had a practical application.
Well, you know, they did. They brought camps back. They do have an application now. Foraging, you can get bait for fishing. I assume fishing you need for chef.
I haven't fished since published 27, I think. When they fixed bait. You should go fishing sometime.
Let's do it. Let's plan a fishing trip. TGI fishing trip.
Like you'll show up.
Yeah, I know.
It'll be like me. Maybe Garen if I get him locked.
I'll show up like an hour and a half late. Quest? But, I was just flipping through some of the other stuff.
I was going to say entertainer, buff good, band stupid, combat. I'm on the fence about it.
Animations, back everywhere.
Two things for trader we missed.
What's that?
Like we kind of jumped the vendor relist button, which is
that's yeah. I've had stuff I wanted to relist that I just let disappear because I really didn't feel like dealing with it.
I know that's just a long time coming, and I'm actually very impressed they actually fixed that, did something with that.
Congrats, guys!
Yeah, the vendor filter, the new Bazaar filter. This is on test center right now. It's not live, but they've knocked off all the broken categories that have found the Bazaar for 4 years.
Sweet.
So a big cleanup there. They've added a few new ones. There's the million stacking resources is nice. That's freeing up my resources I don't use.
Sweet.
So that's cool. And the non-aggro status. Are you with me in saying that aggroing traders is stupid?
No, I thought it was stupid when they took it out.
I don't know.
Here's the thing: when I was an architect, low level combat, being an architect, going out to my harvester, like actually having to pay attention to what was around me, and maybe having to try and skirt around some stuff as I ran around, that was more fun to me than just like running here, running there, harvester here, harvester there. I thought it was dumb that they took out like the aggro because like I see all these things, and these creatures should be aggroing. They see someone running around. If a trader runs past a rancor, the rancor should attack them. at least to me.
I agree with you to a point there, but that's when we had decay. And back then, if you died doing your harvester thing, doing your whole harvester bit and all that, it was an actual problem, but now it's more of just a stupid inconvenience that's just wasting your time.
Well, yeah, it is an inconvenience, but you know what? I didn't like when they took it out, and at least before, you were risking something. Now you die, you die. If you really don't want to die, grab a combat friend. But at the same time, that they're making the trader rely more on the combat character in this other sense. They need to bring back decay of some sort, at least to crafted items, so people will have to come back to crafters.
Okay.
There, I said it.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I still don't. I'm on the fence about it. It's just
no, you're not on the fence. You're on my side. You're any other thoughts, you're wrong. Okay.
Fine.
Whew. Glad I got that off my chest.
Yeah.
Quest.
Don't play for 2 weeks, but you're going to tell me how it is.
Exactly. Hey, you know what? I may not play, but I know how it should be made. I know how it should be played.
You're like a friggin' LucasArts producer.
I know. I don't play the game, but let me tell you.
We'll make it wow.
Quest, Trials of Obi-Wan, Rage of Wookiees, some fixes there, Legacy Quest fix, tweaks to some items. My big disappointment with this publish, no continuation of the Legacy. I want them to get back into doing that, or at least adding some sort of content.
Oh shit, there was a post about that this week too, yesterday by, I think it was Blistex?
Yeah.
Blistev. Someone brought up Legacy. You actually went into a thread, and there was like, a bunch of replies, and he went through all of them and posted his reply.
Yeah.
And someone asked about the Legacy Quest, and they're like, well, we don't get the response we want from it, so there's something that's kind of on the back burner now. Seeing as people admit,
that was a system they put in. It was supposed to be the system that would help you level up your character. You do these Legacy quests, you would level. You can't half implement a system. Would you half implement in the expertise system? No. I mean,
I'll get the exact quote too, because he said something about, like, people were complaining about, level 60 to 9, there's really nothing.
Yeah.
And he was saying something, well, we didn't think we should finish it anyway based on the rate of progression. Let me find that quote. It might have been Tara.
I mean, it does make sense because it was really easy to level up my character just doing the Legacy quest. Yeah. Another week, I could, like, if they had the rest of it in, like, another week, even the way I play, just like an hour here, hour there, I probably could have leveled up to 90. So I can see, the rate of progression. But you have someone level up so fast, like the first 50, 55 levels, and then all of a sudden you throw them into a situation where it's like, okay, I'm walking around cache. There's missions to do, but it's not the same. It's like it's two different systems and they butt heads.
Yeah, and both of them are half finished. So
yes,
it doesn't make a whole.
Two halves don't always make a whole.
It makes a whole, but like a whole without the W.
Yeah, you can have like two front ends of a car, but that doesn't mean. Well, I don't know. I've seen two cars that were like two front ends, but
you trying to like draw like a flip analogy here?
No.
The trees going off in every direction.
No, that would have been like a butterfly mating with a rhino or something. And flowers growing. Yeah.
I was digging for that quote right now. I'm just trying to. I hate this stupid dev tracker.
They made some tweaks to the user interface. Nothing major that we want back. Removal of all the artwork around everything. That gray artwork that we all hate. Okay. I think that just about wraps up what we can honestly talk about Chapter 5. A couple things I wanted to talk about was I wanted to talk about that influencer summit and Smed's comments about being surprised about the content in the game, or that players wanted more content in the game.
Yeah, where the hell have you been?
Yeah. And Cactus made a good point about how much content actually is in the game, but the content in Galaxies is so scattered. You have stuff from when the game first came in where it's completely worthless to do. You go on these line of missions for 100 credits.
A job of action.
Yeah. And there's other stuff that, it's just so, it's like hodgepodged everywhere. There's content, but not, I don't know, not the content that, I think when people think content, they think WoW content now.
Yeah.
Like, big raids, big, like,
How could you not, though?
Yeah.
WoW really is a big game.
Exactly. And I think that's what people are talking about when they're talking about content. They want that where, like the WoW person comes back and says, oh, I made we went to Molten Core last night. I think that's what Galaxy players want. They want something on the level of, say, like a Molten Core or, these big instances where you have to get these huge raid parties together to go, clear out these areas. I think that's what that's what they want. I mean, yeah, we want the story arcs, where every publish we're getting an update to this story arc, but we also want this big content for us to do in between, especially the people who don't PvP.
You guys suck.
Yeah. Another thing he talked about was possible, server merges and, they would like to do something, server consolidations, I think they called it.
I would like that too.
I think we've been calling for that for quite a while.
And I don't think it'll. Well, actually, again, one of the devs made a comment this week that I think it was Blix Dev that their whole house pack out thing was coming. They were almost done with it.
Nice.
They had something worked out.
That's cool.
The dev tracker is so hard to read right now. The way it doesn't take you to post anymore. You click on the thread, but then it just puts you on the thread and you have to go find it.
Well, I've kind of been used to that because I've been using Safari to surf the net, and that's been doing that for a while. So
I'm used to Firefox and Internet Explorer actually working.
Crazy man.
Oh, here we go. I'll hold off too many comments about the dead house pack up stuff as it's almost finished right now.
That's cool. It's definitely something long needed. What about I don't know, those posts that have been floating around supposedly by Jay Freeman, where he's been making comments about Blix is he's the lead design guy now, right? He took over for Helios. Did you see the one where he basically said, or supposedly, I don't know, I didn't see the actual quote by Jay Freeman, but it was basically, Blix is the guy you want as your lead designer. Almost every aspect of the NGE that you guys complained about, he was right there telling us as it was being done that that's not a good idea. So this is the guy that you want. And
I didn't see that.
You didn't see that one.
Right there.
So it was kind of cool seeing that. And there's I don't know, some other one. I'm where'd he crawl out of the start all of a sudden hey, guess what? This is what you guys want.
Well, as long as it's what we want.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I don't know. All those disappearing posts, and I don't read too much into them. Remember that freaking Thunderheart one?
Yeah, that was great.
That was Everett Cage had made a joke, and then it got posted all over the friggin' boards and the MMO.
Well, this way I'm sitting there. It's early in the morning. I'm waiting for my coffee, and I half read. I'm what? I email you. I'm what the hell is this?
I can't believe you fell for it. I'm just so used to seeing this, and it so obviously wasn't.
Well, I was still asleep, so I'm oh, that's why before I hopped on and breaking news, TGR exclusive.
TGR exclusive. Yeah. I one thing I've learned over the years is there's two sides to every story just by playing this game.
Yeah.
And that never believe what's written.
Oh, supposedly that Jay Freeman comment too. He said something about the suits possibly finally getting out of the hair of the developers. Maybe they finally decided, what, we're not going to pull WoW numbers. We should have been happy with what we had before, which were they were adequate numbers for an MMO, pre WoW.
That's the only reason. I'm sure WoW is a great game, but I hate WoW for what it's doing to the MMO genre.
Yeah,
everybody has to copy that.
Kind of dumbing it down. Not really dumbing it down. I mean, WoW does have its depth, but it's my first MMO. It's
exactly that.
It doesn't have the same depth that early MMO, something like an Ultima, pre-NGE or pre-CU Galaxies, I should say.
Yeah, you have in the MMO genre, you have WoW would be the very simplistic. You can pop in 15 minutes, do something, and you're accomplishing something.
Yeah.
you have the complete opposite end of the spectrum. It's like Final Fantasy Online, where you have to sell a kidney to get anything done.
Well, I think what's going to happen eventually is like the old Galaxies, the Ultima Online style. That's going to be like your new like RTS of MMOs. Like you have your RTSs where you have your dedicated people who play it, but the average person doesn't really just sit down and play an RTS because it's something like, especially like, really well thought out RTSs. You could sit there playing for hours and hours and hours. Where WoW is more of your actiony arcadey shooter where you like hop in, you do a few, you blast a few things, you put it up, you go to bed.
Yeah. Which, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that people are looking for a better, like a game they're going to stick with.
Yeah.
I mean, some people have stuck with WoW since it came out. But, just from talking to you guys, I mean, I know a lot of people play WoW, and I know Gyron, you played it.
Yeah.
It's not something you can just sit there and indefinitely play.
I don't know. I have a buddy who plays it constantly, but he's part of like a big raid group. They're constantly doing the PvP.
It's not a good solo player's game.
Right. I mean, it's definitely, you can solo up to like a certain level, and then you're going to want to be with a group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes me want to play City Heroes a bit, but then I stop myself.
Come on, I'll be there. Get it, go buy it.
No. Can't believe the GMs changed my name on it too. They changed my costume. Do you know they won't like friggin' ban you or change your costume for like dressing up like Superman? The second you dress up like Captain Planet, you're breaking some law, and they change it.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Captain Planetacular got changed. Douchebags. Is there anything else that's published that you want to talk about?
Not really. I'm sure we missed some stuff, but you know what? That's just stuff we'll cover from actually.
That's just product of 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Wow, it is late. Good news is I'm getting the final go ahead for an interview for talk about Chapter 5. So getting questions together, and hopefully I should have that for you guys next week.
You want to say who it is?
Blix.
Yep. You better ask him what Legacy Quest and what his quote was.
Okay.
I can't find it.
I'll put him on under the spotlight. I'll grill him. I'll be like the Anna Nicole judge.
Oh. Not too soon.
Yeah. Well, no, the judge. Did you see that guy from the Anna Nicole court case?
No, I stopped following after her house got ransacked.
Oh man, it was great. He's like just like flipping. It was a mess. He ended up bawling during his ruling and everything. He was, I don't know, must have been on drugs or something.
What was this?
This week?
What was he ruling?
He just ruled on who got her body. It took like a week for him to decide who got her body.
Oh hell, she's half rotted already.
Yeah, I know. Could have waited another week and wouldn't have been anything to argue over. Okay, this is going nowhere fast.
You get the two sides of the family that don't like each other. Some of them could have got the implants, the other ones could have got the rest of the body.
It's the only thing that would have been left.
Those won't even burn.
So what do you say we wrap it up? Call it a
burning
week.
End of Nicole. I got a perfect intro this week.
What's that?
I'll show you. I'll send it to you. That's when Garen sent me.
Okay, you do that.
It's gonna be the intro.
All right. So say goodbye to the kids.
Good night, kitties.
Make sure you check out our website, thegalaxyreport.com.
You
want to send us an email, it's thegalaxyreport@yahoo.com. Stop by our forums, chat with us, all that fun stuff. I think that just about does it. Yeah, finish. Go, Flip.
What?
Go ahead, Flip.
They cut you off.
What'd you
shit, I forgot already.
Anyways, Josh is falling asleep. We'll see you all next week.
Good night.
If you are enjoying the Star Wars fan audio production you're listening to right now, then don't stop there. Come see what the excitement is about at the internet's home of the Star Wars fan audio genre, StarWarsFanWorks.com. There you'll find podcasts, audio dramas, audio parodies, and more, plus the best and most comprehensive news coverage of the Star Wars fan audio genre found anywhere. It's an entire field of Star Wars audio productions, made for fans, by fans. And your audio gateway to that galaxy far, far away is StarWarsFanWorks.com. Join us. After all, it is your destiny. StarWarsFanWorks.com. Fandom has a whole new sound.